Hello and welcome back to the latest episode of the Golf Ireland pod. I am delighted to be your host, Stephen Murphy, coming to you from a very sunny Ireland for once, which is nice, finally getting a decent summer. And I'm back to recap all the action from amateur golf here at home in Ireland and abroad as well for our Irish teams. I hope you're all well and thank you once again for tuning in. We shall start off with some fantastic news. Ireland are the 2023 R&A Boys Home International winners after a 7-5 triumph over England on the final day of the Girls and Boys Home Internationals at Lintrick Golf Club. The first time in 10 years since Ireland has done that, so a huge congratulations to the boys team. They made it 3 from 3 in the competition by winning 5 of the afternoon's 8 singles matches against the English. They were tied at 2-2 after the morning foursomes, but it was Sean Keeling who led out Ireland, and the Roganstown golfer claimed a 2-1 victory, which was supplemented by impressive wins for Douglas duo Jack Murphy and James Walsh, as well as County Louth's Gavin Tiernan. Ireland's final point was secured in the last match of the day by Tipperary's Donncha Cleary to seal a memorable 7-5 win. So a huge congrats. Everyone's so proud of the boys team here at Golf Ireland, so well done to everyone involved there. Unfortunately, it wasn't to be for Ireland. The overall standings as our girls team were defeated 8-1 by England, meaning the hosts finished top in both of the remaining categories, with Ireland runners-up overall and third in the girls. But still, a huge effort went into those matches, and a huge effort, as I said. Congratulations and well done to everyone involved. Move over to the men's and women's home internationals. This took place at McInnes in Wales, and the Ireland men come up agonisingly short for their bid for historic R&A home internationals double when they lost out to England in their final match at McInnes. A day after the boys team broke the 10-year wait, the men were well placed to take home the silverware, only to lose 7.5, 4.5, and subsequently slipped to second in the standings, missing out by half a point. These are the margins at this level, so heartbreaking there for the men. So close to glory, but yes, that's the margins, that's the fine lines. The women's and men's combined team were right in contention at the start of the day too. However, they succumbed to a 12.5, 8.5 loss against England. Beth Coulter and Anna Dawson were the only pair to claim a point from the morning foursomes, meaning Ireland trailed 5-2. And as the match swayed back and forth during the afternoon, the men had the best opportunity to land the silverware. Liam Nolan's brilliant 5-4 win was the ideal start, but only Alex Maguire and Robert Moran replicated that feat to bring home 3 wins. And victories for Emma Fleming and Kate Lanigan kept Ireland right in contention in the women's event too, but they came up just short, and England took the overall title along with the women's as well. As I said, look at a lot of effort goes into these internationals. Huge congratulations to everyone involved. Did everyone very proud here at Golf Ireland, and yeah, just wanted to reiterate that. A huge well done. Move over now to the AIG Women's Open, which took place at Walton Heath Golf Club. We had 3 Irish involved here. Leona Maguire, obviously, she finished on 1 over par for tied 30th. Stephanie Meadow finished on 6 over, tied 56, and Anna Foster, who was absolutely amazing to even qualify for this event. Congratulations to Anna. She unfortunately missed the cut, but still a huge achievement to get to that stage. That took place at Walton Heath Golf Club, and Lilia Vu came out on top there by 6 shots. Very impressive by Lilia in the end to take over, or to take on Charlie Hull. It was brilliant to watch that final round. Anya Donegan, who we've mentioned a few times on this podcast, she was involved in the US Women's Amateur at Bel Air Country Club. She finished 10 over par, unfortunately, after 2 rounds and missed the cut, but still a huge effort from Anya there. I'm sure it was a very enjoyable couple of days in a beautiful setting on a really cool and beautiful golf course. Megan Schofield defeated a good friend and fellow Floridian Latana Stone 4-3 in the final there to win and be crowned the 123rd US Women's Amateur Championship. So congratulations to Anya and congratulations to Megan. We'll turn our attention now to the Under-16 Boys Amateur Open Championship, which took place at Newlands Golf Club. Finn Jolly was the winner of the Leinster Under-16 Boys Amateur Championship. It was a great turnout at Newlands Golf Club. 116 players competing over 18 holes of stroke play, which is brilliant numbers. And Finn, the Dunleary golfer, took home the title after shooting a great score of 1 under par. He finished 2 strokes clear of a quarter of golfers, so it was very tight at the top there. Charlie Smith, he came out on top of the 4 players after a back 9 count back to claim second spot. Adam Fahey finished in third, while Limerick's Jack Whelan finished in fourth to push Barry McMenamon down to fifth. So congratulations to Finn and everyone who took part in there. Some great scores there, some great talent on display. And finally, we had our Munster's Men's Mid-Amateur Open Championship, which took place at Castleknock Golf Club. David Redden is your winner, defeating Pat Fitzpatrick in a playoff after 3 rounds was not enough to separate them. Both men finished on 3 over par, and then both men went on to birdie the first playoff hole. But then David birdied the second to claim the win. Birding 2 of the playoff holes is more than likely going to get it done. So huge congratulations to David there. Commiserations to Pat Fitzpatrick, who came second, and Mark O'Sullivan, who came in third. By all accounts, some pretty tough conditions there at Castleknock Golf Club last weekend. So credit there to David, and the scores were so good. I think that wraps up all of our recap portion. We will now turn over to our conversation with Quentin Carew. It was absolutely fantastic to chat to Quentin. I love his attitudes towards the game, and we'll look ahead to the upcoming tournaments as well. So we'll throw it over now to Quentin. Quentin Carew now joins me here on the Golf Ireland pod. Quentin, thank you very much for joining us here. I know you're a busy man. How are you?
Good, Stephen. Yeah, thanks very much for having me. Yeah, good. Can't complain now. Good form anyway.
You're just off the golf course again. How did you play today?
Yeah, not too bad. Yeah, striking the ball grand there. Got a few birdies going in, so yeah, not too bad. There was only a friendly game today, so just keep
there's no such thing as friendly game between friends.
There was money exchanging hands, alright. You always have to be playing for something. You can't just go out there and play for fun either. At the same time, it's good to have something to aim for.
That seems to be a common thing. You need for the competitive edge, you need to have something, not looking money or buying dinner or whatever it is. But they're going out and just playing for fun. Probably doesn't get the competitive juices flowing for you guys.
No, and that's it. And so the lads there in the club and stuff like that, meet the boys. Whenever we play, it's only for a 5 or 10 or whatever like that. But it's more of that. I want your fiver in my pocket kind of thing. That's the thing. That's the bragging rights at the end of it.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
Yeah, no, it's good. As you said, it keeps us competitive.
Definitely. Quentin, we couldn't have you on without talking about your big win last year. It was at the AIG Irish Close Championship. And I was thinking, Cinderella stories don't really happen too much anymore in the modern day sport, just because of the depth of talent that exists. But yes, last year's win was as probably close as we're going to get. You were 200-1 entering the championship. You were 64th and final qualifier after a countback. And you went on to win the championship. It's just crazy. Is it still crazy to look back on last year, even though it's a year gone?
Yeah, look, it's I think about it often, and you kind of when you think about it, you kind of wonder, Jesus, how did you manage it? That how did it unfold? And it really was a kind of a fairy tale, in many ways. It just everything just seemed to fall and click the way you wanted to. I didn't stroke play. I actually played pretty well, and I had a few horrendous holes, and just I remember driving home, and I was like, gee, not another one. I was talking to the girlfriend, and I was like, I said for all year I was playing okay, but wasn't scoring. It's this is not happening for me at all. I said I don't know what to do anymore, and I think I went and caddied for my dad the captain's prize over in Eton-Derry that evening, and then I think that I found out that I got in, and I didn't expect it at all. So it was kind of, in many ways, it was kind of like you have a free shot here. You're nothing to lose going in there to the match play, and I always kind of felt better in match play. I think a big thing would be I always got a bit tentative in stroke. There, where match play I feel a bit freer, where it's only a hole lost or whatever. You can kind of be a bit more aggressive with it, and all lads will probably feel that as well, I suppose. But it just I think it clears my mind an awful lot more, when I'm in match play, and you feel like you can go at it a bit more,
Yeah, just a shout out to all the wise husbands, girlfriends, boyfriends who have to listen to the bad rounds and the good rounds. We appreciate all the patience there, because I know my girlfriend's hear it as well.
They get it in the ear now a good bit, and I thought when I look back, it's like, Jesus, I feel so bad, making them phone calls and ranting and giving out about everything. But as I said, I don't think I'm alone, and I think everyone has done it at some stage.
Definitely, yeah. You said you qualified. We were speaking off the call here about the depth of quality in Irish golf at the moment, and I think that kind of, as we're kind of talking about now, that is, we say a Cinderella story, but anyone who qualifies for a match play like that, they always have the capability of winning it, just with the depth of talent in the country at the moment. Is that fair?
Yeah, I think so. Like, look, it's every you kind of look at there this year, like even alone, like, and look at all championships. Like, it's very rarely there's a lad wins two in the 1 year or anything like that. Like, I know Hugh won a couple there last year and that, and great year. But like, it's there's so many good players out there. Like, and you have to look last week there, Luke O'Neill. Like, there I played with him in the last 2 rounds, and I was so impressed with him. Just flushed the ball, like, and then his putting was so good. And I think on the week, like, it's week to week there. In the championships, you see lads like we all hit the ball, pretty well. It's just them that get the putter roll, and it's kind of is what the change is in the end of the week. By the end of the week, and it just shows like the quality is there, like in amateur golf, like in this country, like is outstanding.
Did you, when you qualified down in that 64th spot, was the belief there that you could win, or were you just so happy to qualify and take it as it comes?
Yeah, I think it was like I never, like, I be honest, like, I never go out to think that I can't win at anything anyway. Like, I always have to have that, because I don't think it's not worth your while if you don't believe you can win. And I think for a while in the championships, I wasn't playing much golf. I was only ever aiming, going there, and you're aiming to make the cut or whatever. And like, my coach Brendan said to me, like, don't be going to ever aim to make the cut, because if you aim to make the cut, you'll only ever make the cut. It's the best you'll ever do. Like, you have to aim high, like, and I think that's I think it's a huge thing to always set yourself you're going to win. And I went into it thinking, like, very much that you've nothing to lose, and like, I think it relaxes you a lot more. You feel like you can just go at it, and there's like, you're no worse off that if you lose, you're no worse off than you were, or that. And you win, it's all good. And like I think I played Alex McGuire that morning, and he shot the course record the day before. And so, like, literally was just have a go and see where you end up.
My next question was, beating leading qualifier Alex McGuire, does the belief then just catapult into the next stratosphere after you do that?
Oh yeah, yeah. Liz, I was buzzing coming off the course, like, coming off that first match. It kind of just, all of a sudden, like, I just kind of felt to myself, like, that you can compete with these guys. You can beat these lads. Like, they're not the top lads, like the Irish team. Like, they're not the lads. They're beatable as well. Like, you just have to trust in your own ability. So yeah, it definitely gave me a great belief in myself. Like, that I could keep going in this. And yeah, look, it just from there, it did keep going. As each round went on, I kind of gained more confidence in myself as well. Like that, you're just, it's just beating the lad in front of you. That's all I kept thinking about. Like, I didn't think too far ahead at all. But yeah, look, at wins like that, you have to take everything from them.
And I believe you were battling a back injury as well coming into that tournament from an injury at work. How much was that actually holding you back or affecting you?
Yeah, no, it was tough. That last year, like, in particular, like, it really started because I started playing more golf. Like, that was I hadn't been playing much the years before and much championships, but I promised myself I'd try and get going. Like, about 2 years ago, I said, right, let's give golf a bit more work, put a bit of practice and work. But I started to see the effects of the crash, where I had a back injury. And like, the West, not this year, last year in the West, I actually had to pull out in the second round. I was in agony, like, and I had a good week in Mullingar, and but I could hardly walk playing the last round. And it was just one thing. And then, as I said, I went on in the last 64. It just got tougher and tougher in that sense. Like, I think going into the quarterfinal, in the quarterfinal match, I was playing Sam Murphy in the quarterfinal. And like, my brother was leaving the club with me to use as nearly like a walking stick. So I was in a lot of pain, like, and I was just looking at the middle of the green, said, just hit the green, just hit the green, just hit the shot, like, and that was all I was thinking about. So I think in some ways it helped my nerves because you're so focused on trying to manage that side of things, and you forget about I think where you are at times, and in some ways it probably played into my favor, if there's such a thing, like that evening after the quarter final, I went to the chiropractor to get myself realigned, and he said to me like that my spine had gone an inch and a half offline, and my left leg was 2 inches longer than my right. So I was literally
Wow.
like I was a cripple, and he reset everything now. And in fairness, though, I felt a lot better the next morning in the semi final. But yeah, no, it was a tough few days as well, like that, and the body and that, and like it went like when I got to the final and I finished and I sat down that night, like I was just like it just the weight just fell off me, like the relief, like from pain of everything as well, like the last few days, and even like that's I wouldn't be an emotional person, but I felt it a little bit when that 20th hole there when I sank the putt, like it kind of hit me a little bit because it just all drained out of my body, like like that, the tension and all. But yeah, look, it was tough, but thankfully this year the body's been very good. I got in a program off Peter O'Keefe there at the start of the year, and it's just all about mobility and stretching, and it's been really good. Like I played Mullingar there last week, and 4 rounds, no bother at all. Like the back pain is literally all pretty much gone, so it's great. And
Wow.
now this year it's been a lot more mobile, like so it just shows like just getting the right thing in place and getting into the gym making a huge difference.
Big time. That's incredible. They always say beware the injured golfer, and there's another
Yeah,
example of it there.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
you beat Hugh Foley in the final, who was on a tear that season. As you said, he'd won a couple already. But at that stage, you'd already knocked out a few big names. Was it at that stage it was just like, hey, let's go beat another big name, or did you have to fight maybe some bad thoughts of, hey, this guy is just at a different level right now?
Yeah, like I did. I'm not gonna lie, I did. Like, and I kind of, as you said, I bet big names going up in through it. Like I played him Paul Conroy that morning, like, and when I kind of got to Hugh, like I was just thinking, gee, this lad, like didn't really know Hugh at the time, like or anything like that, and I just know from his golf, like, and I said this is a different level now. I think, especially the way he was playing, but like my older brother was very good. I got some nice messages and stuff like that, like Joe Lyons, Niall Gorey, lads who been there and done that, like messaging me, like just telling me, like anything can happen, and it doesn't matter at this stage. And my brother said to me before I went out, like he said, he's Hugh Foley, but don't forget you're Quentin Carew, like So he said he won't want to play you either, So that was kind of nice. He kind of saying, yeah, look, that he's going to be a tough match, but I'm not going to lie down here either, So yeah, look, it was like that again. Just go out and just as I said, try and enjoy the moment. Like I said, I'm in the final of the close. Just enjoy where you are and just take it all in and just try and play well. That's all I could do.
Absolutely, the infamous 2 iron from 267 yards. I'm sure those numbers are etched into your brain forever. But
Uh,
talk us through the moments before you hit that shot. It's a long way to hit a 2 iron, first of all, but I'm sure when the adrenaline's pumping, it's in within range.
oh yeah, I think adrenaline gave me a good 30 yards out of that one now. But
Yeah.
we were on the. It was I was looking at the shot, and my brother was my other brother was actually caddying for me, and he was talking about there's a drain about 60 yards short of the green. He was talking about maybe laying back short of that, like and hitting in, and I was kind of thinking to myself, Hugh was just so good. That was what Hugh was looking like. I think he was going to do, and I said Hugh was just so good from 100 yards in. I said like I felt my best chance of making birdie was to get it up there as close as possible. So I literally, I was just like, and what I kind of found in the last few holes, I was very nervous, but I found when I had a shot club that I could hit hard, I hit it well. I think when you're tense and stuff like that, it's hard to ease off things. So I said 2 iron has never bumped me out the back of the green. There's trees on the right, and I said just hit it as hard as you can at the right edge of that green and just swing like. And it came out like a rock. I don't think I've ever struck one as sweet like. And it landed front edge and just rolled up like. And there was a lad watching up at the green. He told me he lift the hole going by, and it's like I'm asking for too much for that to go in now, I think. But yeah, look, it was look, it was such a relief. But like I knew the job wasn't near done though, because like you had to put there for birdie and just shaved the hole. But when he shaved the hole, I was like, I just like the relief kind of a lot. I had a lot of relief there even because I had 2 putts from about 10 feet to win it, and the putt was slightly downhill, so I kind of felt like this should be you should just finish this now here, like so.
And you did, and you duly did.
Yeah, that was over the putt, and all I was telling myself, don't hit it too hard. That's all you have to do is don't burst it. And yeah, thankfully it rolled and dropped in, So
Yeah, you had your brother on the bag that weekend as well, and you've credited him with keeping you going and keeping the energy good. There was you could see the emotions when you sank that putt especially from your brother who went and gave you a big bear hug. What did it mean to you to have your brother on the bag that week?
Yeah, listen, look, it was special, like, and that's, I think, like, he took up the bag at the start of the week because he said, look, or in the match play, because I think he saw, like, that I was in a bad form after playing. He said, look, give you a lift, and what we're doing here is the plan is to be, like you're saying, is to be aggressive with your game, like, and it was great having him there, just someone, that just a familiar face, like, familiar face, like, like, but just someone with me there throughout it, and just he's in your corner, like, and willing you on as much as much as you can. And yeah, look, it I think it was a huge factor in the week in the match play, definitely. I said he knew what to do with me. He just knew to leave me be or to get involved, like, or whatever, like that. So I think he knows who I am. Like, we played golf together for many years, so he knows the way I play and what I do. Like, so it's yeah, it was a huge help for me that weekend anyway.
With recapping all this action now, does it make you look very much forward to the upcoming AIG Close Championship next week?
Oh, can't wait. Yeah, look, first time ever going, like, obviously as defending champion and stuff, and it's yeah, I really look forward. Just, I got a great group there, seeing him with Rob Moore and Liam Nolan, so good pair in there, and yeah, and just really looking forward to getting up actually to see the trophy again, because it was hard to hand it back there during the year, but hopefully it'll come back home with me again. That would be nice.
Absolutely. You also had another success this year. You won the Castleknock Scratch Cup in July. You picked up your second senior scratch actually of the season, and you edged out David Shield in a playoff. The competition looked to be going smoothly, Quentin, but as always with golf, it rarely does. You double bogey the last to get into a playoff. Talk to me about what was going through your head at that stage.
No, I thought I was in the horrors, like, after the 2 rounds, like, and I was just one of the boys messaged me after it all was over and just won and obviously that, and he just said winning is hard, and I said it's not a true word, like, it is, like, and I don't even know that, like, 18, I got so unsure and uncomfortable with the shot, and I should have stepped off, and that was something I learned from, like, I didn't like the shot, and I just blocked it way right and then into the pond, like, and it was just odd. And 9 and 18, the double green, I was literally watching Dave hole the hole, like, I thought it was like 30, 40 feet for the birdie, and then I knew myself, like, the hole that one, and actually had a good putt, and it just broke an awful lot right. But yeah, I was walking back up to the tee, and in fairness, I was playing with Jack and Rob Brazel, and like, the boy, I could feel the boys with me when they saw me hitting into the water in 18, like, as if as almost if they did it themselves, And Rob jumped on the bag, said to me that I'll caddy for you for the playoff, and I think that was big, like, that was nice to have, one of the lads there literally jump up and kind of get me a bit of a boost back up again, like, and got talking to me and got me back in a good frame of mind going back onto the tee box,
Brilliant.
And, yeah, look, yeah. So I owe Rob for that one, in fairness. He had me back there, So it was such a relief then, like, just to get the win in the playoff then, because it's your home club, and you want, like, there's so many people there, and you want to just win it in your home club, And yeah, look, it was great to get the win, because I played so well for 35 holes, just one bad shot, it would have been a killer for it to end like that, But thankfully the playoff went my way anyway.
It's never over till it's over, as they say.
Oh, no, 100%. That's one lesson I've learned from it all. Anyway, you just have to keep going.
We've had a few guests, and I've asked them kind of juggling their personal life and their golf life, and you work as a Garda full time in your personal life, juggling that and also trying to, as you say, get as much practice in, playing as much as you can. How difficult is that?
Yeah, look, it is tough. Look, I'm lucky now. The guards are very good to me. They give me plenty of time off and stuff like that to play in these things. But like, there's times where you're coming off the night shift and you're getting back up early to go hit balls and I'm wrecked. Like you're seeing, you don't know what you're half time. You don't even know what you're working on. But that's it when you're out practicing. Then but it just you have to do it. Like to keep up with some of the lads, you have to just have to. It's no choice. Like it's just get up and do it and get it done. Um, yeah, it is tough. Like, but as I said, I'm very lucky that the guards are very supportive of it. And I'm looking work. I've got good sergeants over our unit who give me the time off and give me the time to go play and practice and stuff like that because that's a huge like because where I am is busy, like we're a busy area in Tala and it's like you'll have days off, you'll have court as well and stuff like that to do and different things going, so you have a lot of things going even on your days off that you're thinking about with work and that, so it's hard. It is hard, but yeah, look, it's just about try to get some sort of routine going on my days off and stuff like that, and kind of prioritize what I need to prioritize and that. So yeah, look, it's not easy, and I feel for any lad that's working full time and playing in the championships, it's not it's not easy getting the time off because it is a lot of time to take off for all these. Like I think I used like nearly 40 days last year. I think it was mad amount of days. Like luckily I had them built up just up leave and stuff like that. It is a lot of days to be taken off.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and well, look. So with that being said, you're also looking, or you're planning on going pro, hopefully in the near future. Can you explain to us again the average amateur listening to this? What's the actual process of turning pro look like, and just is there any steps? There's certain criteria you have to hit, or can you talk us through that?
Yeah. Look, I've been thinking about it a good bit, and my plan I was kind of seeing how this year would go again, and then maybe go. I said I'd make a decision, and my plan is now actually just I'm going to delay it by a few more months, and I'm going to aim for the tour school for next year, for the DP World Tour School in September next year. I felt this year there's a lot of plan. I think like I felt like my game is good, but I still feel like there's a lot of planning and prep to go into it beforehand. Like for example, the DP World Tour School, you have a number of events there. They're kind of on from now until it's in September, October time is the first stage, and then you go out with that to get into the second stage, and then it's the final stage of qualifying, and hopefully get one of those spots onto the tour. But you have other options like the Alps Tour, the tour below, and then there's other ones like the Asia Tour and the Sunshine Tour next year. So there is options out there for lads, kind of depending on where they want to go. But I kind of seen a bit this year, like learning different things. I'm working a bit more with the mentality and stuff like that, the mental side of the game, and that. And I think I have a good bit to learn still with that. Work with Jason Sherlock's actually a member of our club there, and he's been working a good bit with me with that side of things. And he caddied for me in Mullingar actually, and it was great to kind of get him to have his input with me, and that's helped. And yeah, look, it's I know a few lads are going to do it, and the prep in it there's a lot to it. Like it's got to be not just you've got your you think about your financial side. It's an expensive, like the DP World Tour School I think is $3,500, so it's a lot of money to bet on yourself, and that, and then you have your obviously your travel and stuff like that, and having your game in good shape and having the mind in a good place going into the things. And yeah, look, it's tough. It's a huge step up, and I kind of got a taste of it in the Open qualifier in there over in Port Call. I went over there and played with two great players. Played with Oliver Farron and Jazz Jane. I won't go. His surname is hard enough to go at there, pronounce it. But like the two of them boys qualified, and it was great playing with them. And Oliver Farr gave me some good advice and things like that, tips and stuff like that. So, that was nice. And yeah, look, the plan is now to get a good preparation for over the winter next year, and I'm definitely going for it next September now for the tour school. That's the plan that's the. I was thinking about a good bit this year, but I kind of felt like that now. Where I am now is I'm not. I felt my game's good, but I'm not fully prepared to just jump into it. And I think it's better off having a proper plan in place for the year where I know exactly what I'm doing every month. So that's the game plan.
Yeah, look, I think I've seen a good few pro golfers say that once you get to a certain level, like the level you guys are at, it's so much mental that kind of separates the players. So I think that's very, very wise to do. And obviously, once you feel you're prepared, then absolutely. And look, we wish you nothing but the best of luck here from the Golf Ireland pod. And look, thank you so much, Quentin, for giving us your time today. We really appreciate it. Really enjoy chatting to you here. And best of luck next week at the AIG Irish Close in Malone Golf Club. So thanks again, Quentin.
Cheers, Stephen. Thanks very much for your time.
Thanks again to Quentin Carew for joining me here on the Golf Ireland pod. Fantastic to talk to him as always. Great personality and a great golfer. And yeah, look at as he said, he's looking to defend his Irish Men's Amateur Close Championship title, and he'll be doing it this week. So we'll get stuck into the upcoming events. The AIG Irish Men's Amateur Close Championship is taking place this Friday the 18th, and it kicks off. It takes place at Malone Golf Club in Belfast. So Colin Campbell will be looking to ride the wave of his momentum from the south, and he doesn't live too far away either. So he'll be looking to capitalise on that as well. Huge star-studded field here for the men's amateur close. If you're in and around the area, you will not be disappointed to go and see the top competitors going at it. And as always, if you can't make it, you can always keep up to date with scoring on Golf Ireland's social media pages. Also kicking off today is the Irish Senior Veterans Men's and Women's Amateur Open Championship. That takes place at Powers Court Golf Club. I remind you that's kicking off today. If you're in around Powers Court, a fantastic golf course, go in there and support. And if you can't, keep an eye out on social medias for regular updates on scoring. And best of luck to everyone taking part in that. Further afield, the US Amateur is currently taking place at Cherry Hills Country Club in Colorado. That started on Monday and runs until the 20th. And we have 3 Irish involved there. Matt McLean, Mark Power and Hugh Foley are all in that field. Again, you can get up to speed with their scoring online. Best of luck to all 3 competitors in a star-studded field as well. And a huge title up for grabs there in the US Amateur. Also it's kicked off yesterday. The Boys Amateur Championship that started yesterday the 15th is taking place in Ganton and Fulford in England for the Boys and the Girls Amateur Championship, and we have plenty of Irish involved here. On the boys side we have Fionn Dobbin, Donncha Cleary, Jack Murphy, John Doyle, Sean Keeling, Aegon Brady and Gavin Tiernan. And then on the girls side, which is same time, started yesterday the 15th, same golf course, and we have Marina Joyce Moreno, Olivia Costello, Emma Fleming, Anna Abaum, Kate Dillon, Roisin Scanlon and Caitlin Shippen are all taking part there as well. So best of luck to all of our Irish competitors taking part in that. Again, you can keep up to date with all the scoring online for all those events. And yeah, we will wrap it up there. Thank you again so much for listening. I really do appreciate it. I hope you all get out to enjoy some golf yourself for this weekend. And yeah, we'll be back next week to recap all of the